What's up everybody, this is Zoya, the Russian Korean. And today I'm wearing my hat. I actually wore this hat in the very first few videos that I made. It was like a thing, but then yeah, I just got tired and sometimes it got too hot, so I just had to take it off. But yeah, my channel is actually really young and I think it's only been around 3 months, something like that. So yeah, just gonna wear my hat today in remembrance of that. But today is another react, and it's actually not going to be a music video or I guess a trailer, but it's gonna be like character development. Basically a video about a certain champion. And this is Annie, and the title of the video is Annie Origins. League of Legends. Came out 2 years ago, currently has 7.2 million views. I'm sure it's going to keep climbing. I guess it's going to tell me how Annie became Annie. I've gotten a little more curious about this because some of you guys suggested this video to me in the comment section and gave me a lot of crying, depression warnings. I don't know. I believe myself to be not so easily emotionally moved by things, but I am interested in actual character development. So let's watch this. Okay, and the screen is alive. Annie Origins, League of Legends. Let's go. Beautiful artwork. Brushwork here. Okay. There's a fire. I guess she survived with her toy. That looks like her mom. Is it?
Why, Annie?
Let me just get rid of the closed captions here. I don't want them. This is really dark. A lot of blacks and reds. Are we flashing back right now? Is this flashback? I guess this is... Ooh, that's some dark stuff she's drawing there. I'd be concerned.
And then Mr. Tibbers fights the nasty dragon. Let me.
I guess that's her sister?
Hey!
She's blonde, like her mom.
No, he's not. Give him back.
Ooh, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen in this fight. Oh, she knows she's gonna get...
She took Tibbers.
What is wrong with you?
It was an accident.
Daisy started it.
That's her dad. She looks more like her dad.
I'm sure she didn't mean to. You'll be playing together before you know it, okay? I promise, Firefly.
She has a nice dad. She doesn't look like her mom now that I'm looking at it. She doesn't behave like a mom. Like, mom wouldn't say to her daughter, "What's wrong with you?" when she's seeing that clearly something is not right. Interesting touch of blue in the midst of these very warm colors. Oh no, something's gonna happen. Oh no!
Hold on!
Oh no.
You can't blame Annie. She's still our daughter.
No. Your daughter's a monster.
Yep. Your daughter?
Did you say that?
I guess that's her stepmom. I guess because she's so emotionally vulnerable, she can't really control what she's doing. So she has this firepower thing. Don't tell me her dad's gonna die too.
Annie! Annie, where are you?
I have this vibe that someone's gonna die here.
I got you, Firefly. I got you.
She has a nice dad though. He really cares for her. She looks 6, 7 at most.
Shut up. You took everything.
Is this the birth of Tibbers? She's got some power in her. So she just killed her stepmother. Is that what you're telling me? The music is in the major key. Annie. That was interesting. Okay, so let's talk about what I just saw. First off, let's start with this. I think in storytelling in general, it's quite common to have heroes that are children that are in some way either orphaned or missing a parent. I think most of us kind of catch on to that. And I mean, there's a reason behind it, and it's because that kind of character usually tends to be more sympathetic. In the little time that I actually dabbled in a little bit of screenwriting when I went to art school for a little bit, yes, one of the most sympathetic, guaranteed sympathetic characters that you could create is a child without a parent, or a child who loses a parent. Why? Because everyone can relate to that. Even if you have both of your parents, you can imagine what it would be like if you didn't have one of them. And I mean, for adults, losing their parents is pretty difficult, but for children losing their parents, that's like a whole nother level. And so in storytelling, a lot of times writers, they kind of exploit that and also explore that. And so in this case, Annie already doesn't have a mother for whatever reason. And then she is losing her dad here, right? So she is technically an orphan, and she has a stepmother who at least looks like doesn't really like her very much. I'll just put it that way. But she seems to have a nice relationship with her sister because they play together. I mean, of course, sometimes they fight with each other, and But I think overall, I think they're getting along. I think from what I saw, like there was a moment when, like when they fought with the bear and then, her sister gets hurt and she starts crying. Then Annie kind of has this face like, oh, here we go again, like something, I'm gonna get reprimanded. And, surely that's what happens. Seems like she is used to that. And I guess from her drawings also, you can see that she is not mentally stable. And then when the moment comes and her sister falls into this really fast, I guess it's a river. I don't think I can call it a creek because it's really, really turbulent. But she falls there and Annie is trying to save her, but she can't. There's no adult supervision. Nobody can see what actually happened. And so, of course, you can kind of understand her stepmother who loses her child and she basically puts the blame on Annie because there were no other witnesses and Annie was the only one there. So the stepmother really kind of surmises, okay, my daughter died, Annie was there, Annie didn't do anything, my daughter died, therefore Annie is to blame. But at the same time, you can kind of understand why she does that. Like, when you are in grief, I guess you're not rational. You're not going to be like, oh, well, she's just a kid. Maybe she tried. Like, you're not going to try to make excuses right away. I think, like, she's just acting out of her emotion, which is in a way exactly what Annie does too. She is very, I think, emotionally kind of impulsive. Again, because I think there's something mentally unstable about her, but also I think she's not really trained. She's not living in that kind of environment, safe environment where she can, openly explore, I guess, her feelings and get a grip on them, learn to control them. She has a loving father, but I think just having like one parent is not enough for a child. That she needs the support of both parents and she needs like encouragement, I guess. And in this world where people have powers, right? I guess it's kind of like her having some sort of talent that could be really harmful or helpful. And in this case, she doesn't learn the helpful way. The only thing she knows is like, it comes out when she's upset. So from this perspective, I can kind of understand why her stepmother would, get upset at her a lot, because I guess it would be frustrating for her because she just doesn't know how to deal with it. I guess nobody knows how to deal with it. And her dad looks like he genuinely cares about her, but at the same time, I don't think he really has a clue either, because we don't really see him dealing with it much at all. And then she loses him as well. And actually, she loses him as almost like a direct consequence of her firepower. So I would think that if something like that were to happen, you would blame yourself for it. Even if you're a little kid, I think you would understand that I did this, my dad died, therefore I caused it. And of course, he was trying to save her, and he pushed her out, and he sacrificed himself for her. So I think there is a hope of redemption in the end if she grows up and she understands that like it was not my fault that my dad died. He actually tried to save me, and so I should live a life that is basically worth of his sacrifice. But in League of Legends, she is not growing up. She is a kid, and she is using her power in the way that she knows. The only way that she knows, which is destruction. So it's quite sad now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe I missed a few things. Maybe those of you who watched it before a few times, you've picked up on other things, but this is at least my initial impression. I think it explains a lot about her character, like why she does things the way she does. I would like to be, more positive and hopeful about this. So yes, of course, her childhood is really messed up, and she went through a lot of hard things, and it looks like it's not going to get any better. But at least I think if we were to think of her as like a person, if she were to grow up, and she's going to grow up, hopefully, like she's going to think back on her dad's sacrifice and also learn a few things as she's living life, and learn to control it better, learn to control her power better, and at the same time, use it for good, not for evil. Keep the enemy team in check, Anyway, that was my reaction to Annie Origins. What do you guys think about this cinematic? What did you like the best? Personally, I think the artwork was really pretty. Definitely conveyed the mood really well. The music, everything, I think was very well done. What do you guys think about her story, about her character? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. This was Zoya, the Russian Korean. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.